Masonry is about helping good men become men, better sons, better husbands, better fathers, with lessons about fortitude, temperance, justice, the fatherhood of God, and the brotherhood of man. They use rituals to help the practitioner's understanding and support them to live with reverence for God and love for fellow man. Hardy's Masonic Lodge began in the very early days when Hardy was a budding railroad town. Hardy's Masonic Lodge number 432 is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, community organizations that has been serving Hardy and the surrounding area for well over a century.
It's 4 or 5 million Masons in the United States right now. Lodges all over. Grand Lodges the Grand Lodges are state dependent, so you have a Grand Lodge each place, and they're all different. So ours is a spoken language and has to be recited and learned. Other states allow you to have what they call a cipher, which is like a code book of the ritual. Some places even have the whole thing on the internet, I think.
Masonic practice has been described as a beautiful system of morality, veiled in allegory, illustrated by signs and symbols. With its rituals, symbols, and mysteries, some people consider Masonry to be a secret society.
I'm sure there's all kinds of conspiracy theories and things about secrecy, and we're not a secret society. But we do have secrets, but it is a little involved, and because of that, a young man going through to enter the profession, you've got to be dedicated.
Wilson Lodge number 432 was established in the late 1800s, chartered by the Grand Lodge in Little Rock.
Each Grand Lodge has a Grand Master. He's elected every year, and he is the Supreme Mason over the state.
Wilson Lodge was the 432nd lodge to be chartered in Arkansas. Some lodges haven't maintained their charter. For example, Evening Shade number 141 no longer exists, but New Evening Shade Lodge number 744 is chartered. Wilson Lodge number 432 and Ruby chapter number 191 of the Order of Eastern Star both meet in Hardy's Masonic Building. The Masons have been meeting in this location since the early 1960s. The building is located next to Hardy City Hall on Woodland Hills Road. The Order of Eastern Star is a sister organization to the Masons. It's the largest fraternal group in the world which is open to both men and women as members. The group also dates back to the very early days of Hardy's history and is the subject of another Hardy History Association program.
For me, it's a fraternity of like-minded men who believe in a higher being. It doesn't have to be my God or your God, but it has to be that you have to believe in, the fact that there is a higher being, that your soul will go somewhere at the time you die. You're not going to be, it's just not going to turn to ashes.
We teach morals, integrity, honesty, trustworthiness.
As part of the oldest fraternal organization in the world, Masons do a lot of charitable work with volunteer activities or financial support. Wilson Lodge raises money with bean suppers, chili suppers, pancake breakfasts, fish fries, and rummage sales. Support of fundraisers helps make other programs possible. The Benton Bassham and Sherman Bates Memorial Scholarships were established. This plaque represents $28,000 that the Wilson Lodge has awarded to students.
There are several other clubs that you have to be a Mason to be a part of. I'll give you a good example. I didn't know this until I became a Mason, but you can't be a Shriner unless you're a Mason.
Wilson Lodge was involved in the lineup for the 2022 Hardy Christmas Parade. The lodge building provided a warm place to gather before the parade. The city of Hardy paid for donuts, and Masons served them up with drinks and a smile.
We take good men and make them better men. We teach the golden rule: do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
I'm obligated through my through my oath with Masonry to come to the aid of a fellow Mason if asked. I can't kill somebody, I wouldn't, and can't harm others. But if it's within my power to do so, and it won't break the bank and what have you, then I'm obligated. So I'll be asked to do things by another Mason, and you have to, you kind of have to honor that.
We are not a religion. We use the teachings of the Bible to teach men to be better men. We're open to all races, all religions, all creeds.
The word lodge means a group of Masons meeting in some place and the room or building in which they meet. Masonic buildings are sometimes called temples because much of the symbolism Masonry uses to teach its lessons comes from the building of King Solomon's temple in the Holy Land.
It's not easy to get into Masonry. It's not like it's you got to pay a lot of money or anything. It's just the issue that you have to spend the time to learn the ritual and do it.
Inside the lodge, the certificates of charter hang on the wall behind the seat of the worthy master, who sits in the east, the direction of the sunrise. If the worthy master is not present, they don't have lodge.
With Masonry, every time we open the lodge, we go through the rules and the responsibilities of the people involved, the seven officers, the wardens, the deacons, the worshipful master. They will state briefly, usually in a couple sentences or less, what their role is, and we'll have to recite that. And it's in somewhat of an old English format. But bottom line is, you're stating what you're doing. So it really sets the stage. The rest of that meeting is going to be what are you talking about, and in what position are you talking from.
On the wall to the north hang photographs of the worthy masters of the lodge from throughout the years. They will be the topic of a future Hardy History program.
But if you see us out, like if we were doing a Masonic funeral, or we were invited to an event of some sort, and the master of the lodge comes, you'll see the master of the lodge in a brimmed hat, like a fedora. Could even be a cowboy hat if you wanted to, but it has to be a fully brimmed hat. And you'll see that's how you would tell. That's how I would tell as another member. This is the guy in charge of the lodge.
The current Masonic building was dedicated in 1962, with the stone laid when Benjamin M. Butt was the Grand Master. In 1986, Wilson Lodge had the centennial anniversary when Curtis Bratcher was Master of the Lodge. In 2011, it was the 125th anniversary. A proclamation by the mayor stated, among other things, "The citizens of Hardy have benefited from the charitable and educational work of Lodge 432 since 1886. And the 88th General Assembly of the Arkansas House of Representatives honored Wilson Lodge with a citation presented by Linda Collins Smith, who complimented the lodge on the diligence that it took to accomplish such tenure."
We've survived many floods. Water got up to about 7 feet in here. Sadly, we did lose some of our older pictures and records due to that.
Wilson Lodge started back in the days when Hardy consisted of about 20 families, the railroad buildings, a general store, a drugstore, saloon, blacksmith shop, cotton gin, a schoolhouse, and a church and Masonic hall combined. The Masonic Hall was most likely at the Union Church, which stood where the Hardy United Methodist Church now stands, at Spring and 4th Streets. There are records stating the Masons finished the 3rd floor of Hardy's first public school building, where they held meetings. The Hardy Academic School burned in 1898 after 13 years of use. Sharp County's Northern District Courthouse in Hardy was completed in the 1890s. Wilson Lodge members also helped complete this building. With offices on the ground level and courtrooms on the 2nd floor, the Masons helped complete the building with the 3rd level where they held their meetings. The 3-story building caught fire in the mid-1970s, with only the ground level remaining. Eventually, other structures were built along the sides of the 1st level of the old courthouse. Throughout the years, Hardy Main Street stores have utilized this building, and it continues to be used.
Wilson Lodge has members that have moved off, but they keep their membership. Some of them, their perpetual membership, which is similar to a life membership, but a life membership ends when you die. Perpetual membership continues on. Now we're down to 62 members, which has been to attrition. We had a lot of World War II veterans.
I became a member because I mentioned it to another member in the coffee shop when we had Words and Afterwards open. Sitting at coffee one morning with Kenneth Davis and Jack Huffmaster, and they're talking about something that happened in Masonry, just casual conversation. I think I walked up on them actually and sat down with them. And I said, well, what is Masonry? And they said, well, we're glad you asked. And at that point, they started telling me about it. What you find out is after you join is that a Mason cannot solicit for membership. So I can't come to you and say, would you become a Mason? We'd love to have you. And so the fact that I asked, they explained a lot more to me about it, and I got a membership and I joined. I was raised a Master Mason in June of 2011. It's a great fraternity. It's a place where you can feel comfortable talking about certain things that are important to you. We don't talk religion or politics. That's not allowed. But we can talk about things like, making ends meet, working remotely, the drudgeries of the day and what have you. You can feel good about what you're doing. They've lowered the age, I believe, to 18 now, so you can become a Mason at 18.
We meet the second and fourth Monday. Eastern Star meets the third Thursday. Both groups eat at 6 and meeting at 7. You got to remember, it's a bunch of good men. It's doing good things.
Special thanks to two of Hardy's Masons, Doug McConnell and Greg Bess, for their contribution.